Today, we are going to build an amazing startup with Claude Code and Codex. We're going to go over best practices. I'll show you how to use each. We'll build cool apps together. You'll learn a ton. You'll laugh. You'll hang out with the entire FinFam in the chat. We'll talk. We'll answer questions. Any questions you have, ask them to me. Today is going to be a blast. Happy Monday. We have so much to get into. We'll talk about what's good, what isn't. Is Claude Code good? Is Codex better? What should you use for each? We'll talk about the upcoming Gemini 3 that should be releasing this week. I think a birdie tells me. So much to get into. Let's lock in. Welcome to the #1 vibe coding live stream on the entire planet, on the #1 vibe coding YouTube channel on the entire planet. Let's go straight into it. We're going to build it out today. We are building out a full application we've been working on the last couple live streams. It is called the Vibe Coding App Store. Let me pull it open. Hope everyone had a glorious weekend. Let me show you the app we're working on. Glorious weekend. Hope you guys got some work done. Hope you chillaxed a little bit. Hope you enjoyed time with your friends and family. This is what we're building out. This is not the final name, Gemini App Hunt. That is not the name. It is an app store where anyone else can submit your vibe coded apps. We're building this out. It's basically like a vibe coding social network. It's a vibe coding social network where you can share your apps you're working on, get customers, rate people's apps, discuss the latest AI changes. We're going to keep working on this today. We are using Claude Code / Codex for this. Let me pull this open. Let's get this popping. We'll show you what we're working on here. The fire alarms have been going off in the building all day. So let's see if that happens. Let's see if the fire alarm goes off in the middle of this live stream. I will say this. If there is a fire, I am not leaving. I will burn down with this live stream. I will sacrifice it all for this live stream. So stick around to see if I go down in a blaze of glory. How's everyone doing? We are going to be using Claude Code. I'm actually going to be using the CLI today. So I'm going to close out of the extension here. Over on the left-hand side, we got Codex. We're going to do some coding on Codex. That should be fun. We're hearing some complaints. I go on X. I say, hey, I'm using Codex. Hey, I'm using Claude Code. People reply, oh, that's stupid. You're an idiot. Why would you do that? Codex stinks. Claude Code stinks. It's God's stupid. They've lobotomized it over the last couple months. We'll go over truth from fiction as well. Are either of these getting stupider? Are either of these being lobotomized? We will talk about that as well. On Windows, Codex CLI so bad. Hi, Alex. Did you share tutorial for total beginner on how to use Codex on Windows? Specifically for Windows, no, but you shouldn't be using the CLI. Just use the extension. I think the only reason Cursor and Codex came out with the CLI is because Claude Code got so popular. I don't think that's their first priority place is the CLI to build Codex or Cursor. I think that was just a quick response to because Claude Code was so popular in the CLI. I wouldn't use the CLI for Codex. Just use the extension on Visual Studio Code. I think that's an afterthought for Cursor. I don't want to speak for OpenAI and Cursor, but I think it's an afterthought for them. I think they went, oh, everyone's using Claude Code in the CLI. Let's release a CLI. And then they're like, that doesn't make us better than them. Can you suggest a free platform that can help me build huge apps that is free tier and also free? Says Fresh JR Gaming. Fresh JR Game, I got a question for you though. Do you care about free? I couldn't tell from your question if the price of the platform mattered to you at all. Does it matter if it's free or not? I don't know. Do you want me to give you a suggestion for a free platform or can it be paid? I'm not sure what you're looking for in this question. Can you be more specific and clear about the price that you're looking for of the AI vibe coding tool? Would you prefer a paid vibe coding tool or a free one? It's not clear to me in your question which one you're looking for. Let me read that again to make sure because I don't know if I understand. Can you suggest a free platform that can help me build huge apps that is a free tier and also free? Are you looking for a free or do you want a paid app? I don't really understand. You're not very clear. If you're looking for a free one, Gemini CLI is completely free. I don't even have a paid tier. It's just free. So use that. But I don't know if you're looking for a free tier. I can't really tell by your question if you want a free one or not. 11 hours until price range from $0 to $10. Oh, that's a little bit more clear. Gemini CLI is free. My fave tech, hello, how we doing? I have been working on a pretty complex project and have been using Cursor for a while. Do you still recommend staying in Cursor since I am so deep in production or move to VS Code and extensions? Here's the great thing about vibe coding tools, Rocket. There's no sunken costs. Your ability to, there's no reason for you not to switch from Cursor to another tool if you want to use another tool. There's nothing keeping you sticky on any of these tools. If something comes out better than Cursor, there is zero switching costs. You can just open up Claude Code and say, hey, let's build this now. And we go, all right, sounds good. Like there's no switching costs. No one should be loyal to any of these AI coding tools. No one should be loyal to Claude Code. No one should be loyal to Cursor. No one should be loyal to Codex. You should have zero loyalty in the AI world because the cost of switching is so cheap. In my opinion, I think Claude Code's better than Cursor. I use Claude Code. Cursor, their Cursor 1, like, it's fine, but Claude Sonnet 4.5, I think is better in my opinion. And so when that came out, I just switched. Like, I just opened up Claude Code. Like, you go in here, let me show you. If you decide you want to go with Claude Code, like you literally just go in and say, hey, look at my code base. And then you hit enter and then boom, you're caught up. It knows just as much about your app as Cursor does. So there's no reason to be loyal to any of these companies. There's no reason to be loyal. The moment a better tool comes out, just use the better tool. And that's like why I would be hesitant to invest in like any of these AI coding tools like Lovable or Cursor, like it for like buying equity, because like the moment a better tool comes out, there's zero switching cost. Zero. You can just switch to Claude Code or Codex like that. Like it's just, you go to the AI and you say, hey, look at my code base, and then just knows your code. Like there's no switching costs. So we are working on this vibe coding app store today. I hope everyone had a good weekend, build something cool. Do me a favor while you're here. Go in the chat. If you're watching the replay, go in the replies. But if you're watching live, go in the chat. Let me know right now what you built over the weekend, what you worked on, what you were building. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. You start a Discord yet, Finn? Yes, I technically did. I technically did start a Discord. I'm not in it that much right now, but it is being rebooted next week. It is being rebooted next week. I'm about to lose my mind trying to get Stripe to work with Codex and seriously considered going with Polar instead. Also for tax handling. Any thoughts on using a more like Polar over Stripe? I've had people get in my ear about Polar. Use Polar, use Polar, use Polar. I use Stripe. It's super easy. I just use Stripe. I've never tried Polar, but I use Stripe and it's super easy. If Codex doesn't know how to use Stripe, then that's crazy. And you should just be using Claude Code instead. Like Stripe is like the most well-documented payment processor on planet Earth. If Codex does not know how to use Stripe, that is kind of insane. So I would just use Claude Code. I implemented Stripe on all my apps with Claude Code and it just worked. So I've never implemented Stripe on Codex, so I don't know what the deal would be there. Yeah, background music on. So you can get your dopamine hits. All right, so I'm back in. I'm going to be honest. I'm back in the CLI. I'm back in Claude Code CLI. I've just been enjoying it a little bit more lately. I'm coming out with a video either this week or next, which is 10 months of Claude Code lessons in 5 minutes. And it has me saying use the extension. At the time of filming, the extension was better. Now I've been kind of fooling around with the CLI, so forgive me. Do you still use Clerk with Supabase? I've been using the Supabase off a little bit more lately, and I've been fine with it. So you could go with either. I've been using Clerk for my main apps, but my kind of side projects I've been using Supabase off. I think the user experience is a little bit more pleasant with Clerk, to be quite honest with you, but it makes it a lot easier to implement if you're using a Supabase backend to use the Supabase auth. So you can go with either. I cleared a bunch of brush over the weekend and my back is letting me know about it. That's why you shouldn't do any more physical labor, Modelier. That's why you should just be vibe coding. Let's build cool stuff, huh? So here's what I've been doing lately. Here's what I've been doing. I've been using Claude Code as mostly my coder, my builder. And then I've been using Codex as kind of the architect documenter. right? Where it'll review code, it'll document code, things like that. I still think Claude Sonnet 4.5 is a better straight up coder. But I think that Codex 5.1 is a really, really good creative writer. And so it's a little bit better at documentation. Surprised that you don't use Claude Code Web nonstop. Why would I do that? Why would I use Claude Code Web nonstop? If I'm writing code locally, why wouldn't I just use Claude Code in the CLI? If I'm using the web, I'd constantly having to pull down like branches. That seems like a little bit of extra effort. I mean, I use Claude Code Web to do supplemental tasks, but why would I use Claude Code Web for everything? Walk me through that. I'll buy. Listen, Onyx, if you can convince me, I'll buy in. Let's use Codex. So I like Codex for documentation. I'm going to switch to 5.1. I'm going to do medium reasoning. I'd like you to document my code well. Have a markdown file that goes over the project, how it works, the code, and the backend. In Concord CLI plus web. What does that mean? All right, so I'm going to spin up a task inside Codex to document the code. I like this type of thing for Codex. We're going to go over here to Claude Code on the right for the CLI for actually coding. But this is how you use both. And I'm going to have a full-length video on this probably either tomorrow or Wednesday. That a really good workflow is using Claude Code and Codex together. They both have their weaknesses. Claude Code has their weaknesses. Codex has their weaknesses. When you find the weaknesses of one, you just hand the task to the other and it fixes it for you. Right? If Claude Code starts getting in an error loop, you take the task, you give it to Codex, and they fix it. If Codex gets an error loop, you take that, give it to Claude Code. If you have supplemental tasks you need to do, like writing documentation, updating docs, I'll give it to Codex. Then I'll do the coding with Claude Code. I'm going to have a full video on this workflow in the next couple of days. I think this is a good workflow, people. And you don't need like the $200 version of Codex to do this. You can buy the $20 Chat GPT. You have standard Chat GPT tier. You can do this as well. I'm working on a game project, and 5.1 Codex seems to give me a lot of trouble doing what I ask. Lots of pushback in windsurf, says Old Gamer. I've been seeing that too. Here's why Claude Code's still my main. I think Codex tends to do too little most of the time, and Claude Code tends to do too much most of the time. And I'd prefer a model that does too much. I find myself with Codex 5.1 too many times just going, hey, just do that. Just go. Just do it. Finish the task. Do it. Go. Like I have to like push it along too much. Like it's like a developer that's just like lazy. It's like really smart. It's like one of those stoner developers that like they're really smart, but you kind of have to push it to give it an effort. And so that's why I have it do things like this. Like just write me the doc. Hey, listen, Codex, go ahead. Write me the documentation. You're real creative. Write me the documentation. Go ahead. And then I have Claude Code do the coding tasks. And then if Claude Code ever gets stuck, which it does every once in a while, Claude Code will get stuck and not know how to do something. For instance, Claude Code just refused to implement 5.1 mini in an app for me the other day. I was begging Claude Code, please change the model to 5.1 mini. And then it would go, okay, implementing 4.0 turbo. And I'm like, no, I literally said 5.1 mini. And it goes, okay, implementing 4.0 turbo. And I'm like, read me back the message I just sent you. And it said, your message said implement 5.1, not 4.0 turbo. Okay, implementing 4.0 turbo. And I literally flipped the bird and I said, I actually don't want to say what I told it because then I get this entire video demonetized. But then I went to Codex and implemented it like that. So you're going to get like Sonnet 4.5 randomly just does really, really stupid things every once in a while. And I just hand it to Codex. So that's why you want to use both. That's why you want this workflow. Claude Code on the right, Codex on the left. And it's only $20. I say if my chat logs with Claude get leaked, my career's over. If my chat logs with Claude get leaked, I will be canceled so fast it'll make your head spin. I mean, I threaten its life. I threaten its family's lives. I threaten horrible, horrible acts on it. I was like, oh, maybe I'll screen share and show the conversation I just had with it yesterday. No, my entire channel would be demonetized and closed down if I showed you that chat. Would you chat with Codex extension like you would ChatGPT 5.1 to bounce off ideas with Claude Code builds? For more technical stuff, for higher level business stuff, I still use the ChatGPT extension. I'll show you. Like I have this open at all times 24/7. I have this extension open at all times 24/7. You need to download the ChatGPT web app or a desktop app. You need to download it. You need to have it open on your desktop at all times next to your window. If you don't have enough room on your desktop to have it open 24/7, then buy a bigger monitor, right? And I just bounce ideas off at 24/7. Now, when it comes to coding, more low-level technical stuff, the way I use GPT 5.1 Codex is instead of bouncing high-level ideas like I will with the GPT desktop app, I'll say, hey, can you review what Claude Code just did? Hey, Claude Code just built out this feature. Please review the code. And give me recommendations for improvement. Now the fire alarm's going off in my apartment. One second. Can you hear the fire alarm right now? Can you hear the beeping? Okay, I think it went off. I think it stopped. Okay. Listen, I've never lived in a building like the building I live in right now. They set off fire alarms every 5 seconds. There's fire alarm testing every 5 seconds. And then they send people around to look at the fire alarms every other day. What kind of planet are we living on here? I've never lived in a building where they have to check the fire alarms every 5 minutes. Just the fire alarms work. Leave me alone. All right. Can you suggest a vibe coding app that can help me build the app that is 21K lines of documents that I chunk them? Can you suggest to me a vibe coding app that can help me build the app that is 21,000 lines of documents that I chunk them? Yeah, just get Claude Code. What are you talking about? Hey, how about this? Fresh JR Gaming. Why don't you ask ChatGPT 5.1? You heard it? You could hear it? My God. Go into ChatGPT 5.1 and whatever. I don't like, there seems to be a lot more context to whatever app you're building than what you told me. And ask if you can do it. Put in all the context you can. How can you redesign existing apps UI legally? I'll tell you exactly how to do it. You want me to show you how to redesign UI legally? Zcrypto? Let's do it. Let's do it. Well, I'll just tell you exactly how to do it. You go in. Here's what I do. Actually, I got a good call. I got a good call out for you. Here, you guys want to see how to design UIs really easily? I'll show you. Watch this. But let me. I'm going to pull it open in 1 second. Let me just pull up my visual inspiration. Here we go. Here we go. You want to see how to steal UIs legally? Here's my exact process for getting great UIs. You go on Twitter, you see UIs you like, you hit bookmark, you save it to a folder. I call it visual inspiration folder. And then when you see one you like, you screenshot it. I'm screenshotting this, screenshot. Then you go into Claude Code. And then you paste in the screenshot, Command V, and then you say, use this UI for our app. And then you hit enter. That's how you legally steal a UI. For the record, there's no laws against stealing UIs. You can just copy and paste the UI. Like you just screenshot and say, use this UI. Like, what are we talking about here? There's nothing illegal about stealing UIs. You can just do it. So just do it. Very simple, very easy. When the 1000 promotion for Claude Code Web ends, until the web version will be integrated into Max plans. Will the web version be integrated? Yeah, the web version already exists in Max plans. You can use the web. You can use it. It's still usable. It's launched. They just gave everyone 1,000 free credits. All right, let's build. Let me. I got an entire list of features I want to implement into our app, our web store, our web app store. I am like flustered by the fire alarm going off all day, by the way. Like I'm fighting through 90% of my mind is just absolutely furious about the fire alarm going off for hours on end this morning. And so me talking right now is like 5% of my brain communicating with you. The rest is just in an absolute rage. Here's my list of things I want to implement into our app. So you should keep a list. I use a Kanban board for most things. I'm just doing this right now because it's easier. Gaming section, financial trade bot section. Should we have like a trade bot section, template or open source section, clone to replit button for open source apps, publish apps to the App Store directly from the CLI, monthly hackathons where people submit apps. We did this. We implemented that. Let me exit out of that. Build log feed. You get a main social feed of everything people have shipped to their build logs. Do we have that built out? Let's see what the feed looks like. Let's see what the feed looks like right now in the app. So we have training discussions. Where's the feed? I thought I had a sidebar with the feed. Did we not implement that? Let's ask Claude Code. I want a feed where as people update their apps, you get a feed of all the updates somewhere. I thought I had it in the sidebar. I guess not. Let's implement it, huh? How's the music? How's the background music? Too much, too little, too good, perfect? Is it just right? As I serenade you guys with the default StreamYard background music? But isn't the design protected by copyright? No. How could they possibly prove you copied their design? That's like the debate about art they've had for years. Like, oh, at what point are you copying the art? No, you can breaking news, Z Crypto, you can just screenshot anyone's website and then just say, use this UI in Claude Code. You're overthinking it. But isn't UI design, like, why isn't Snapchat just copied in WhatsApp? It is. Meta has been copying everything Snapchat's been doing for years. I'm talking about redesigning, not copying outright. Yeah, like, yes, correct. You're not Z Crypto, I promise you, if you copy someone's website, you're not going to be in court for saying they copied our website design. I promise you. You're fine. You're overthinking it. This is, listen, Z Crypto and everyone else here. Stop overthinking things. Just build. Just do it. Don't worry about anything. Your odds of your app succeeding are like 1% anyway, so you might as well just copy it and do it. Just do it. Every moment you slow down because you think someone's going to sue you, no one's going to sue you, Z Crypto. You will never see Z Crypto in court. Unless you do, your name's Z Crypto, so you might be doing other things illegal. But you're I'm going to be honest, you don't care about the copying. You're not actually worried about that. You're just making up excuses in your own head why you're not going to do something. Yeah, Meta has copied every single thing Snapchat has done for 20 years now. And no one sued anybody. You can just copy people. Just copy people. Who cares? Here's the thing, like, the market shakes out. If you copy Snapchat, Z Crypto, I don't mean this as offense, but like no one's going to use your app, right? Like that, like just the market's going to work out. If you copy someone and it's just a stupid copy, no one's going to use it. The only way someone would use your app is if like you actually improve it or add new functionality that's better, right? And then at that point, it's not copying anymore. If you just copy stuff, it's not going to work. You have a very, just build. Shut up. If someone is coming after you for copyright, that means you did it and you got if someone's suing you for copyright, that means your app is successful and you can afford to take it to court. No one's going to sue you because you launch an app that looks like theirs and you have 0 users. If they're suing you, it's because only successful people get sued, unless you do something like actually illegal. Yeah, if you keep not doing anything 5 years, I'd rather build something and get sued than not build anything and do nothing. It's better to build something and get sued than build nothing at all. Z Crypto. What are you building, dog? What are you building where you're so scared of getting sued? All right, what are we in here? Did we build out the social feed yet? Just going in plan mode here. What's going on, Alex? Happy Monday. Scott Daniel, my man. Happy Monday. What'd you do over the weekend? How was your weekend? How was your weekend? How to become prompt engineer expert the way we talk through AI? How to become, what, you want to become a prompt that, this is another Z Crypto type question. No offense to Z Crypto. No offense to Z Crypto, but this is a Z Crypto type question. Fresh JR Gaming. If you're slowing down at any point going, how do I do this? How do I become a prompt engineer master? You're overthinking it. Just prompt Claude Code. Just prompt it. Just say, hey, build this for me. And if you don't know how to do something, just say, hey, I don't know how to do this. There's no prompt engineering necessary for this, for building this out. For when it comes to vibe coding, what are you prompt engineering? What do you want to build? Okay, then just say, hey, I want to build this. That's your prompt. Here's your prompt engineering process. Step 1, say what you want to build. Step 2, hit enter. How do you handle feedback support emails for your apps? Or is the volume so low it's not a concern? If you're a one-person business, like that's just the nature of the game, and you're not going to be able to respond to everything. So you need to be able to quickly look through the questions and feedback you're getting, and then be able to quickly see what's important and what isn't. And the non-important stuff, you just ignore it. And the important stuff you respond to. And if people get upset because you're not responding to their non-important questions or feedback, then they're not worth their money anyway, right? If someone's paying you $20 a month for your, like, I have Creator Buddy, it's $49 a month. If someone has some like small crappy piece of feedback that like is just irrelevant and not like part of the vision of the app at all, and I've had this done before, and then they just like send it 100 times, and then they start going, why aren't you responding to my feedback? I'm going to cancel my subscription. I'll literally reply, okay, please cancel your subscription. You can't be afraid of firing customers. If someone is being a really annoying customer and the amount of time and energy they're sucking away from you is not worth their $20 a month, then say, hey, please unsubscribe, and then block their email. Watch latest video from Alex, but you tried to say Alex. You gave it a go. Proper prompt engineering. Yeah, I did a prompt engineering video for ChatGPT 5.1, the web interface specifically. Like you're having, because that's good for like long tasks where you need to get information. For coding, like literally, for coding, it should be the opposite. Your prompting should be for small bite-sized tasks. You try to break everything down into small bite-sized tasks, and so you can keep your prompts really simple. We just built the social feed. It's the following feed feature that shows updates from builders you follow. Here's what we implemented. Sidebar widget. New apps launch, show the vote counts, relative timeline stamps. Why am I not seeing it then? I don't see any. The feed's not showing up in my feed, so I'm gonna paste a screenshot and say, not seeing the feed on here. Another page is the first thing you see when the hack feed. All right, there we go. I pulled an open source game, added a feature that when you died, your inventory dropped on the ground, instead it disappeared. It worked. I cannot code to save my life. I have such a good idea for a game I want to build. Old Gamer, what open source game did you build on top of? Send me the link. I have such a good idea for a game I want to build. Arc Raiders is a new game that dropped a couple weeks ago. It's spectacular. It's a spectacular game. And I have a version of that game I want to vibe code that I think improves on it even more. But like I'm working on like 20 different Valoran. But I have like 20 different projects I'm building out at the same time. The community-driven voxel RPG. That's open source. You can just download the code. Valoran, you can just open source download the code. Do you use any system message for better code? What does that mean? Do I use any system message for better code? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Implement an AI support bot to reply all. I'm not bought into AI support bots just yet. I'm not bought into it. I'm not bought into AI support bots just yet. I'm happy to collaborate. I'm also in the middle of multiple projects. Yeah, I don't collaborate. I'm not a collaborator. Here's what I'm trying to do, Old Gamer. I'm trying to build the first one-person billion-dollar business. And this is also not a knock on you, Old Gamer, but I find that a vast majority of people I collaborate with, they don't want it bad enough. And they just slow you down. I want efficiency. I'm not, Old Gamer, I'm not saying you're not like, you don't want it bad. I'm not hiring or collaborating or until like it's a must, until there's like a gun in my hand. It's like the only way. Like I'm just going to build the game. AI's made it so easy. You can just build it. Why would I need to collaborate? I'm going to Claude Code, say, hey, build this out. I have created an alpha version of an AI app that can roast people. Is that something like someone's going to buy? Like, No, I take that back. Launch it. If people want it, they'll buy it. If they don't, they won't. Then you move on and go to your next idea. If it doesn't work, launch it. 100% launch it for SJR Gaming. 100% launch it. I get it. I'm just excited to be built. Yeah, I'm excited. I got 1,000 projects I'm working on once. I missed, if you did an AI test for GPT 5.1 Cooks, is it a decent improvement for 5? I think 5.1 is an improvement over 5.0. I think it's an improvement, but I don't think it's an improvement over Sonnet 4.5. I don't think it's a Sonnet over 4.5. I think Claude Code with Sonnet 4.5 is better. Here's my issue is and this is really frustrating, is when you use Codex 5.1, you just too much of the time have to go do it. Too much of the time you have to go finish your task, finish what you were doing, keep going. Like I have to like push it. I have to keep pushing it to like actually finish a task. And you coming from Sonnet 4.5, it does too much. Like Sonnet 4.5 will like go above and beyond the Call of Duty and like do too much, which I love. So it's hard going from Sonnet 4.5, which does too much, to GPT 5.1 Codex, which does too little. And you're constantly saying, okay, do that thing, do it, please go. So that's why I use both at the same time like this, where I'm like using Sonnet 4.5 as my main coder. And on the left, I have Codex, and it's like my supplemental. Like, hey, write the documentation. Hey, check over that code for me. I give it like simple tasks, simple supplemental tasks. You know what I'm talking about? Home slice. I am mainly using Google AI Studio. It can be frustrating, but it's free. Well, what are you doing with Google AI Studio, Old Gamer? Google AI Studio is a prototyping tool. you shouldn't be building your full end-to-end complex apps. If it's like a complex, in-depth app, you shouldn't be using Google AI Studio. You build the prototype of Google AI Studio, but not the full app. It's just a prototyping tool. If you need a free tool that does end-to-end building, use Gemini CLI. Gemini CLI is the best free end-to-end vibe coding tool. But Claude Code with Sonnet 4.5 is the best vibe coding tool, period. If you got the money and can afford $120 a month, the best setup is Claude $100 tier and ChatGPT $20 tier. And you can use them side by side. Alex, I implemented your personality system message in Claude, the one being direct and honest, and Claude became brutal. It roasts me nonstop now. Isn't it great, though? For those who don't know, let me give you a little trick. You guys want a little trick? Let me give you a little trick. Here we go. I'm going to instantly make your AI experience better. Are you guys ready to have your AI experience instantly better? If so, leave a like down below. Everyone leave a like right now. If you want your AI experience instantly better, leave a like down below. I don't care if you're watching the replay, leave a like as well. And then you'll get instantly better AI experience. Here we go. Take these custom instructions and put them in ChatGPT or Claude or whatever you're using. Take these custom instructions right here and put them in ChatGPT or Claude or whatever you're using. Post a comment. Can I get it all in there? That's what she said. Boom. I think did it work? It put it as like 3 different messages. Copy each of those 3 messages one at a time. And then put that in ChatGPT or Claude as your custom instructions. You will instantly make the AI better. It'll stop glazing you. It'll be more honest. It'll tell you when you're doing things right, when you're doing things wrong. You'll get way better results. I put that in the chat. If you're watching the replay, go into, you should see the live chat replay if you're watching the replay. So you should be good to go. Be extremely direct and not afraid of offending me. You can tell me when I'm wrong. Tell me when there are better ways to do things. Think like a first principles thinker who uses logic and logic only. Disregard feelings. Our goal is to build revolutionary products that solve challenges and change people's lives. Affirming my feelings and caring about telling me I'm great doesn't matter nearly as much. I have a little spelling errors in there. I got to fix that. Don't matter nearly as much as finding the best solution humanly possible. I just type, I just go. The AI can figure out what I'm trying to say. Do I have spelling, grammatical errors? Yes. The AI can figure it out. Directness and honesty are the most important so we can build the greatest solutions ever. There's your custom personality for you right there. Yo, ping the Discord when you go live, says Based. All right, let me do it right now. I'll ping the Discord right now. I have a Discord. It's free, and it's fun to use. I'll ping it right now. Let's see here. What did you guys build this weekend, by the way? What were you guys building this weekend? Here we go. Let me ping the Discord. Everyone wants the Discord pinged. Let me ping the Discord. Have people been using the new cursor model? And what are their thoughts? I'm curious. What are people's thoughts on the new cursor model? Everyone. Have people been using the new cursor model? I've tried it. It's fast, but I still think Claude Sonnet's writing better code. I've been watching your videos for a long time, and I've successfully built and launched a gift-giving platform with no coding experience. I wanted to know if you have any advice on next steps. Next steps for what? Like getting more customers specifically? Is the question, how do you get your first customers now that you're live? You got to share your journey on social media. So I have a lot of people using Creator Buddy, which is my SaaS. And you know how I got customers? Literally, here's my tweet. I'd like to introduce you to Creator Buddy, and I go over what makes it so good, and then I have a video demo of me using it. Right? You need us. Here's the reality. It's 2025, about to be 2026. A lot of people are starting to build. There's a lot of builders out there. They're building apps. They're using Claude Code. They're building cool stuff. Your edge now is distribution. Your edge is distribution. You need to be building distribution. How do you build distribution? You start creating content about whatever it is you're building. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, creating content stinks. I'm not a writer. I'm not a video guy. I'm not this. I'm not that. Those are all excuses. It's not difficult starting an X and tweeting a couple sentences. It's not difficult. Once a day, just tweet, hey, this is what I built. And then you have a description of what you built. And you do that every day. And it compounds. And you get compound interest on that. Right? Anyone could do that. That's how I did it. Now, if you really want to put your big boy pants on, then you can get on YouTube and you can create YouTube videos, which might sound difficult, but anyone can do it. I promise. If I can do it, anyone can do it. I mean, go back and sort my videos by oldest to newest and look how crappy my videos were when I first started doing this a year ago. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. So this is how you got to do this. You got to be creating content around your apps. I'm actually coming out with a full course around this next week. Next Friday it launches. Black Friday it launches. It's called the Vibe Coding Academy. It's going to be an entire Claude Code masterclass and also an entire section of marketing and sharing your journey and getting customers. And it's how I did it with Creator Buddy and got $300,000 ARR on that. Sign up for the newsletter down below to get first information on that. That is launching next Friday. It's going to be an entire vibe coding community. I love watching live. Base, I'm gonna hit the Discord with the links every time I go live moving forward. Dude, I want to build an alpha bot competitor. You should. You 100% should. They charge me $60 a month. All right, then build a cheaper one. Make it charge $20 a month. I usually post in general on the Discord, but I can't hit everyone. I'll do it. I'll do it from now on. I got it. I got you. I've been trying to use Cursor. I've been using Claude and Notepad. Yeah. I like the new Cursor model. But it's very fast. But it doesn't write as good code as Sonnet 4.5. It's also an open source Chinese model. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Not that there's anything wrong with them just downloading an open source Chinese model and then releasing it under their own name. I don't think that you do you. It's open source. They're allowed to do that. It's the whole point. But I just find that kind of funny. I still use Sonnet 4.5 to code, GPT-5 on Codex review, rinse. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to be putting out a video over the next 2 days about that. About using 5.1 and 4.5 side by side, Codex 5.1 and Sonnet 4.5 side by side like we're doing here. I'm going to break down the entire workflow side by side like this. It's going to blow your mind. Make sure you're subscribed, and most importantly, make sure your notifications on. All 77 people here, turn on your notifications immediately. This new video is going to blow your ball sack off. I hope I didn't just get demonetized for saying that. I love the planning on the new Cursor using Sonnet 4.5. Yeah, I heard the planning on Cursor is very good. I did some planning on it. It is very good. It's strong, but like, I'm all about simplicity. Let's see what we got here. You're right. Looking at the screenshot, I can see the sidebar shows but the following feed is just missing. Let me investigate why it's not planning. Based on my investigation, the following feed only shows for logged in users. Looking at your screenshot, you're not logged in. I'm not? Yes, I am. How should the font fee appear for non-logged in users? Show for everyone. Let's just show for everyone. Submit answers. Show the feed for everyone, Claude. And this is also one of my favorite things about Claude Code is the way it asks you questions and gives you like multiple choices. It makes it so easy to make decisions. Don't forget to like, says Mr. Zena. That's what I'm talking, Mr. Zena. Everyone hit a like down below. Cursor's composer model does a fairly competent job, especially in the plan mode. I don't know what they did. It's good. But I also feel like if they're going to make their own model and host it themselves, it should be cheaper than like why are you charging the same amount as like Codex and Claude? If you're going to have your own model, make it cheaper. Why can't it be cheaper? Can you show how you would go about creating an app using existing app as inspiration? Hell yeah, Alex. I kind of did this at the beginning. I'll show you how to copy my app. You want to see how to copy my app? Watch this. When my app launches, feel free just to copy it. I don't care. I won't sue you. You have my app here. You screenshot it. I'm screenshotting it right now. If you're on Mac, it's Shift Control Command 4. Write that down. Shift Control Command 4. Allows you to drag open a screenshot. It copies it to your clipboard. And then you go into Claude Code or Cursor or whatever the hell you kids are using nowadays. And you paste it in. Command V. And you say, build this app. And you describe what you want the app to do. And you hit enter. Boom. How to reduce token usage in Claude Code. Here's what you do. You type / model, select model, and then you select haiku. And you select haiku, and boom, you're saving money. That's how you save. That's how you save tokens. Boom, you're good. Hey, Alex, I'm new to vibe coding and on a budget. Thinking XAI API Grok 4 Fast for the main coding and ChatGPT for debugging. Smart setup, or would you tweak it? I hate Claude Code's usage limit, says Ahmed Hassan. I'm new and on a budget. Thinking XAI API. Ahmed. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I'm just going to be honest. I just don't think Grok 4 is that great for coding compared to others. So if it's truly going to save you a ton of money, sure. If it's going to save you like a ton of money. But I also think Gemini CLI from Google is completely free. So you can just download Gemini CLI. It's completely free and you can build whatever apps you want for free. And Gemini 2.5 Pro and soon to be a new model I think is coming soon. Is really good at coding. When Gemini 3 drops this week, big live stream. When Gemini 3 drops this week, big live stream. We're going to run the world famous benchmark. So make sure you have notifications on for that as well. That's going to be big. Did he drop the Discord link? Here, I'll drop the Discord link. I hate Discord, for the record. I hate Discord. But I'll give you the link anyway. Boom, there you go. Put it in the chat. This weekend, I was working on a basic Shopify theme storefront using Codex 5.1 and Cursor. I am learning Liquid and cleaning up the design. It's been a lot of fun, but slow process. But that's amazing. The more you do it, though, the better you'll get. This is why it's great. 5.1 is now live in the OpenAI API. Start building with the newest model. I already know that, OpenAI. Here's what people need to do. You need to be like Brendan Dalziel. Brendan Dalziel. I hope I'm saying that right. You need to be like Brendan Dalziel. He's building a Shopify theme storefront. He's learning Liquid. He's never used it before. It's slow because he's never used it before. It's slow because he's learning. But he's learning it and he's getting uncomfortable. And maybe it'll be a little slow at first. But once he breaks through and he learns it and he's better, it's going to be so fast from there. And his skills are going to only grow. People nowadays, man, this is the most important skill in the AI age. 100% is the most important skill. in the AI age. The most important skill is the ability to be autodidactic. We talked about this last week. Autodidactic. You have to be autodidactic. Autodidactic. Write that down. The ability to just figure things out by yourself. And if you have to do something new, or you're worried about getting sued because you're copying someone's UI or this or that, you just do it. You just figure it out and go and do it. That's the most important skill, because if you can learn to do that, you're going to win. If you can learn it, because with AI, you can do anything you want. You can literally do anything you want with AI. Anything. So you just need, because you now have the capability to do anything you want, you just got to learn the ability to do those things, to actually execute. Too many people are scared. Too many people are scared little kitty cats. In the moment, oh, I don't know how to use Liquid. I don't know how to build a Shopify theme storefront. They go, oh, I just give up. I'm not going to do it. Right? You got to fight through and be autodidactic. If you can do that, you're going to win. Too many people like, oh, I'm too scared to film a YouTube video. I'm not going to do it. Oh, I'm too scared to start tweeting about my life. I'm not going to do that. You just got to do it. You just got to do it. Fight through and be autodidactic. Does Claude Code have a slash summarize to compress the current context? I think, yeah, you have a, they have something like that. What is it? Slash compact. It's compact, slash compact. Model here. That's how you compact it. Kimmy K2 and Claude, can this work or be useful? I think you can, Chris Faraday, with the massive pectorals popping out of his graphic button-down Hawaiian shirt. Yes. How to do that, I don't know, because I just like Claude Sonnet inside Claude Code, so I never switched out the model, but I've seen other people do it. Hey, Alex Finn, any other teases you care to tease us with about stuff you can't really talk about? Yes. There's big things coming this week, and we'll be live streaming all those things that are coming this week. This will be the #1 place to go when the big new juicy models come out. We'll be testing them here. We'll be using the world famous benchmarks that only I have access to test out these models, and we will figure out what are the best models when they drop. I hear this week, maybe. Problem solving. That's right, Forrest Thing. It's all about problem solving, being autodidactic. I cannot even spell that. Give it a go. AI will tell you how to spell it. Record what I'm saying and then put it in ChatGPT. It'll tell you how to spell it. But I can't show my face. I'm in WITSEC. What's WITSEC, Joe Bob? I can't show my face. I'm in WITSEC. If you really don't want to show your face, then just make a faceless channel. Plenty of people have faceless channels. Shopify has a CLI. Use it to manage and upload downloading of themes. Use Claude Code to design. There's no problem. Oh, you're in witness protection? You're in witness protection, Joe Bob? What'd you do? Joe Bob, I didn't know you're in witness protection. What'd you do to be in witness protection? You snitch? Not that there's anything wrong with snitching. I'd 100% snitch. 100%. What's your favorite stack? Says Jorge Sepulveda Ramos. Good question, Jorge. Well, I got good news for you, Jorge. I got very good news for you, Jorge. Jorge Sepulveda Ramos. I got very good news for you. For the record, how good did I pronounce that name? I tweeted it this morning. Let's go to that tweet. What's your favorite snack? Says Based. My favorite snack, if we're talking munchies snacks, like non-dessert snacks, pretzels with peanut butter on the inside. So the pretzel bites with the peanut butter on the inside. If we're talking candy, if we're including candy, then the Trader Joe's dark chocolate peanut butter cups. Those are my favorite snacks. But what's my favorite stack? Says Jorge Sepulveda Ramos. Is right here. Let me make this bigger. Favorite stack for vibe coding: Next.js, Supabase, Clerk for authentication, Payments Stripe, Tailwind for styling, 3JS for 3D assets, 5.1 High Thinking for tough tasks, Cheap Task Claude IQ for AI API logic, emails resend, and the Claude Code to put it all together. How are we doing on this post? 13K views in 3 hours, not bad. I like to see it go a lot. This one will cook though. For those who don't know how X work, if you're getting this ratio here with a ton of bookmarks, it'll last longer. It'll be like a 24-hour cook. So 24 hours from now, we'll be way higher than this. If you don't get a lot of bookmarks, it cooks for like 2 to 3 hours. But this will be a 24-hour cook because I have so many bookmarks. How to fix 429 error. The account is suspended in Claude Code after using Kimi K2 thinking model too often. You got banned from Claude Code for using Kimi K2 thinking? I didn't even know you could get banned from Claude Code. Make a new account. And if that doesn't work, you're screwed. Follow the rules, baby. Follow the rules. N8N will become less relevant. Lots of tech-heavy MCPs without skills. Yeah, I'm not a believer in N8N. I'm not a believer in N8N. I'm not a believer in the new OpenAI agent builder. I'm not a believer in that. I just don't think that that's going to be the AI agent builder interface of the future. I don't think dragging and dropping on a canvas all these nodes and lines and decision-making trees, there's no way that's the AI agent builder of the future. No way. 0% chance. 0% chance. The AI agent builder of the future is, hey, I need an AI agent that, like, you don't even need to say it. I was talking about this last week. You just turn it on and it works. It figures out what you need to do and it just does it. You don't need to drag nodes and squares and decision trees. Snitches get stitches. And I will get stitches if I ever get busted because I'm going to snitch. You want to go to jail? Do you know how horrible jail is? I've never been to jail, but do you know how horrible it is? I can only imagine how horrible it is. And I never want to experience it. Never go to jail. Don't do illegal things. Here's my recommendation to you. Don't do illegal things because you don't want to go to jail. I've never been to jail, but I can only imagine it's really bad. So that's my tip of the day. Don't go to jail. Some are saying models fall off after release. What's your take? I believe it. I buy it. I 100% believe that models get worse over time. 100%. 100%. I've experienced it too many times. I've experienced it over multiple models. I 100% believe models peak on day one and then get worse from there. And then they release a new model and it's great and then it gets worse from there. 100%. I don't think they know why it happens, but it clearly degrades over time. I don't know if they're doing it on purpose. They're like lowering the compute to save money or whatever it is. I don't know, but it's 100% based on my experience is true. Your Spanish is good, says Joey NYC. Dog, you don't think I know? All right. Update the following few widget to display the both logged in and non-logged in users. Remove the early return for non-authenticated users. For non-logged in users, always show the Discover Builder state. For logged in users, keep current behavior. Hide follow buttons for non-logged in users. I like that. All right. Let's yes and auto accept. I trust Claude so much that I don't even read the entire plan. I just say, yes, go ahead. We'll fix it after. I'm going to show you how I'll have Codex review the logic. I'll show you how they work together. I'm going to have Codex review the logic after. Look, judging by X over the weekend, we're looking at Grok 4.1 and Gemini 3, Nano Banana 2. I've been getting the feeling something else is brewing, but I can't put my finger on it. Yeah, they're coming. They're coming. I also say this. The feedback I'm hearing on Grok 4.2 isn't great. I'm hearing a lot of mixed results on that. I'm not hearing great things based on what I'm hearing. They apparently have the stealth model out and people are testing it. I mean, I'm the biggest Elon Musk fan in the entire world. No one's a bigger Elon Musk fan than me, but there needs to be, what is going on, man? Does anyone use the chat, X chat, their new messaging app? It's horrible. It's horrible. It's like the worst experience of all time. It's so slow. It's so awful. What are they doing? They've been working on it for months. It's been live for months, and they full launch it. It's horrible. It's the slowest loading thing. What are they doing over there? What are they doing? Autodidact, focus, flexible to do distribution equals unstoppable. I'll tell you of those three what is the hardest one. Here's the one to master of those three. Autodidactic is the most important attribute, but the most important skill is focus. I promise you, you're not focusing enough. I promise you. We are in such an age of people being addicted and unfocused to their phones. People are so addicted to their phones. It is crazy. I walk around outside. I don't know what it's like for you guys. I live in the Bay Area. I walk around outside and everyone has their nose buried in their phones. Have you ever looked around when you go outside? Have you ever gone outside and looked around at what other people are doing and observed other people, sat on a bench and observed other people in a park? Everyone's on their phone. Everyone's staring at their phone. The parents with their kids at the park, they're staring at their phone while the kids play. At a restaurant, a couple, I go to a restaurant, there's a boyfriend and girlfriend sitting at a table across from each other. Both are just looking at their phone. And if they're doing that out in public, while they're with other people, their kids, their wives, their girlfriends, their boyfriends, what do you think they're doing when they're at their desk, supposed to do work? If they have no shame when they're with other people to look at their phone the entire time, what do you think they're doing when they're supposed to be working and being productive? 0% chance they're being productive. 0. So if you can figure out a way to be focused, you're going to be so far ahead of the competition. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to give you a book. This is going to sound hokey pokey, but you listen to me and get this book. This is going to sound hokey pokey. But if you can, one of the best ways to practice your focus is meditation, right? Because what is meditation at the end of the day? Meditation is hyper focusing on one thing for an extended period of time, right? Typically your breath, right? You're focused on your breath. This isn't even a hokey pokey, spiritual connected with God thing. This is a practicing your focus on one thing for an extended period of time. And that's what meditation is at the end of the day, is focusing on one thing, focusing on your breath, you're focusing on one thing. And that trains your attention to be focused. And it reminds your brain, hey, you need to focus on one thing, not look at your phone, look at this, look at that, right? Look at YouTube, look at Netflix. I want to tweet about this more. I should tweet about this more. So I read a book called, this is all about that, The Attention Revolution. Ooh, that focused nicely. This camera's sick. The Attention Revolution. It goes through different ways. It angles meditation in a way where it's angled on improving your focus. That's what it's angled on. And I like that. So I'd pick that up. The new fiction book I'm reading, by the way, is There Is No Anti-Memetics Division. It's fantastic. Read that too. All right, did we fix this? Did Claude Code fix this for us? Non-logged in users. Widget appears to discover builders. All right, let's see if it fixed this. Woo, baby. It worked. Let's pull it open. I get so many goddamn alerts and notifications on Mac now. Why do I get so many notifications? For the record, is anyone beating this streak right now? Is anyone beating that streak? 167 weeks in a row, I've read. 45 days in a row, I've read. Is anyone beating that streak right now? 167 weeks in a row, I've read. 45 days in a row. Who's beating that streak? And then in the months before that, I only missed one day. In the months, my daily streak only ended because I missed one day in the months before. One day, October 3rd. One day in September 3rd. Third of the month, I don't like reading, I guess. August 31st. No one's beating my streaks. No one. We got, there's the feed, following feed. Updated the Claude Companion. Updated Claude Companion data visualizer launched. That's sick. So now you have your feed. I now have, so people submit their apps to the App Store, and then as apps get updated, you have a feed of the apps updating. That's pretty sick. Yo, them Trader Joe's peanut butters, them Trader Joe's peanut butter pretzels is legend. That's what I'm talking about, G-Nels. Now we're speaking the same language. I built my app in Google AI Studio, and I want to take it over to Claude now. Do I download it, then upload to Claude, then start a new project and use Sonnet Haiku or the Critique? Says Llama Mama. Yeah, you download the code. You download, you can download the code and then you open it up in Claude Code. That's it. That's all you do. Or you can put the code on GitHub and then download the code from GitHub in Claude Code. You start a new project and you open the folder with the code you downloaded. I'd imagine, you get more stitches in jail. I'd rather get stitches from snitching than going to jail and getting stitches. What do you feel about Notebook LM and RAG? I'm going to be honest. I just haven't found a good reason to add AI to my notebooks. Right? Because that's what Notebook LM, right? It's it's a notebook online. You add your notes, and then AI tells you a bunch of things about your notes and can create podcasts. I just don't need that. I have my Notion and my Obsidian, which are my notebooks. I have an organization system. If I need to read notes, I open the notes and then I read the note. I don't need AI turning my notes into podcasts. I don't know. It just doesn't, I'm just, whenever it comes to new AI stuff, whether it's MCP or skills or any sub-agents, /commands, all these new things coming out left and right, I don't use them unless they very obviously improve my workflow. I'm not using any new AI tools unless they very clearly and obviously improve my workflow. I'm not adding complexity for the sake of complexity. Does that mean Sonnet 4.5 and GPT 5.1 are the worst they've ever been? Yeah, I think so. Every model I've used just progressively has gotten a little worse over time. I don't know what it is. I mean, 5.1 and Sonnet 4.5 haven't been out long enough for me to truly feel it. A lot of people say they feel it. I haven't felt it, and I use them a lot. But yeah, Grok 4.1 beta is now available in the model picker on Grok Web. Is it? Is that true? Grok 4.1? Do we do the world famous benchmarks? Do we do the world famous benchmarks on Grok 4.1? Do we do it right now? The world famous benchmarks? I'm so behind on chat. Oh my God. When does the course come out, says Anon always. Next Friday, Black Friday. The Vibe Coding Academy launches Friday, November, whatever next Friday is. 28th? Whatever next Friday is. Not this Friday, next Friday. Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving. I think we got to do some benchmarking. Do we benchmark the new Grok? I think it's time. Do we see how good the new Grok is? Grok, for those who missed it, Grok 4 ranked the lowest of any AI model we've ever tested. Oh, I think, do we change the name of the stream? Grok 4.1 just dropped. Testing and benchmarking live. All right. I'm not going to update the thumbnail. Who cares? It is likely you will be disappointed by Grok 4.1. I've been disappointed by almost every new Grok release for last year. I mean, Grok 4 was putrid on the benchmarks. Putrid. But hey, maybe they'll improve. Grok 4.1. All right, let me pull open the benchmarks and let's run it. Do you guys think, what do you guys think is going to happen right here? Will Grok 4.1, I'm surprised it didn't go straight to 4.2. Here we go. All right. I'm just doing some preparation over here. Let me pull open the benchmarks. So I have the exact prompts, search, benchmarks, Alex Fin AI benchmarks. Here we go. All right. We're going to live Grok 4.1 benchmarks. It had just released. Grok 4.1 benchmarks just released, and we're going to benchmark it live. Leave a like down below in support of the live benchmarking. Yeah, I love the benchmark in Grok too. All right. I mean, we have a lot of ground to make up here. Grok 4 was by far the lowest rated on the benchmarks of any model we've tested. Grok 4 is by far the lowest. Can Grok 4.1 make up for it? Let's find out right now. We start with the first-person shooter test. Sonnet 4.5 was by far... Oh, Sonnet 4.5 and Kimi K2. Ooh, what did I just do there? We're great at this. GPT 5.1 thinking was very strong. How will Grok 4.1 go? Let me guess. They'll do a cyberpunk-themed neon game. Guaranteed. Guaranteed this is a cyberpunk-themed neon. Yep. Neon FPS. Why? Why does every AI, when I ask them to make a video game, by default make a neon-themed game? Why? 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 Neon Abyss, Cyberpunk FPS. Why? Can someone tell me? Why is every AI game we have AI built neon-themed and cyberpunk themed? Why? Is it using the 3JS CDN? I hope so. I hope it can figure. This was the big issue before, is I could not figure out how to use the 3JS CDN. Could not figure it out. Will they figure it out? If Grok 4.1 can make a dancing Elon Musk SVG, then what are we even doing here? I know. On the bright side, Grok has a lot of room for improvement. It does. I think it's going to suck at coding, but continue to be the best for chatting too. Grok? You think Grok's the best for chatting too? Simon? You think Grok's the best for... Here's the issue with... First of all, 5.1 thinking is the best for chatting too. Well, I don't know. I guess I haven't really tested 4.1 yet. But like Grok before that was not the best for chatting too. All right, code, here we go. I'm copying it. I'm putting it in the benchmark file. Wow, 533 lines. That might be the biggest, the most code written in our benchmarks yet. You guys ready? Benchmark number 1. Nope. Broken. We always give the model a second or third try, so let's screenshot this. The game loads, but nothing happens. Just a black screen. I can see the crosshair and health, but nothing else. Grok was unable to finish replying. Please try again later or use a different model. Retry. No response. Grok was unable to finish replying. Retry. Grok was unable. Retry. I'm going to log in. See if maybe I have to log in. Maybe they'll give me more usage if I log in. I mean, if it won't respond to me, it's a 0. Let's try it again. I'll even make it easier for it. I'll cheat. Use the 3JS CDN. Where's the model picker? Grok 4.1 beta. Send. Not a good start from Grok here. Not a good start. I mean, well, it is a beta. Probably everyone's slamming it right now. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's not even responding to my prompts. It's not an excuse. If it's not going to respond to prompts, don't release it. Right? Test it enough where... I mean, here's what we'll do. Grok 4.1 beta. But like, it's not like the Grok 4 full release did much better here. You're going to get a lot of chatter. Listen, if you use X at all, you're going to get a lot of chatter. Grok is the best. Grok is the best. Grok is the best. There are a lot of sycophantic people on X. All right, let's try this new code. Try to. Wow, this was 200 lines of code less. Hey, if it works, it's better. Here we go. Enter the arena. WASD, mouse, shoot everything that glows. Nope, nothing. The game loads, then I hit enter on the menu, then it takes me to a blank screen like in the screenshot. Elon went and built the Mega Colossus data farm. He has no excuses anymore. All right, so here we go. Copy. No way. Oh, it's still I copied the code. So far in today's Alex live coding session, I've learned, is there going to be a follow-up reply to that, Llama Mama, or is that like the joke that you've learned nothing? We've been vibe coding the Vibe Code App Store. We've been benchmarking Grok. I've been answering questions. Oh, here we go. How to tell Claude to be more real with responses and how to send code from another platform to Claude. I mean, Claude Code is, he has an excuse. He's an idiot. All right, here we go. Copy. Paste. This is 299 lines of code, so it reduced it even more. All right, maybe it's simplifying it. We've been vibing, Llama Mama. I mean, what do you want? You want me to run a full course every time I turn on the camera? That's what the mainline videos are for. Enter the arena. Now I can't even enter the arena. Now I can't even enter the arena. Now it won't even load when I click enter the arena. Oh, I mean, it has the error that Grok 4 had. Here is the error. You are loading the CDN wrong. Search how to load 3JS CDN. It's just loading 3JS wrong. It's just loading it wrong, which was Grok 4's issue. You're absolutely right. Shut the up. I mean, this was Grok. It doesn't know how to search for documentation online and figure out how to use 3JS. This isn't rocket science here. I'm going to show you. Here's what we're going to do right after this. This isn't going to work. I'm going to give Grok 4.1 a 0 because it's not going to work. No, I'm not going to give it a 0. I'm going to give it a 1 because at least it loaded. And then I'm going to take this code. I'm going to put it into Claude. I'm going to say, fix it. It's going to say, oh, you're an idiot. You've been doing this wrong. And then I'm going to copy and paste it, and it's going to work, and it's going to be fine. I mean, yeah, the Elon hate is silly. Elon's a genius. But I also say this, like, Grok, it's like not it. Grok's just not it. At the moment, it's just not it. And all the sycophants on X saying, hey, well, it's the best, it's the best. Like, shut up. Shut up. This is not going to work. 100% guaranteed. Oh! Well, we're below the floor. The graphics are kind of cool. I've never seen like this kind of glow before. It's kind of blinding how bright it is. But at the same time, the game's completely non-functional. Like you're going above and below the ground. I don't know. Am I going to die if I stand here? I mean, the game, it's not like, it's a completely unfunctional game. And it's like blinding to look at. Like, why is it so bright? I mean, I feel like I'm not even being like, if I was to be biased, I would say this is amazing. I've built my entire career on X. I love X, but like, this was a pain in the ass to get to. It took like 4 tries to get it even working. And like, now we're just kind of floating in midair. And it's like, is that a power up? Let's see if the power ups work. I think that's a power up. Power rapid fire. Oh yeah, that's cool. The rapid fire works. The graphics are, there's good aspects and there's bad aspects. Good aspects, like I like the glow, I like the texture. The bad aspects, I'm blind. It's blinding. All right. Neon Arena. The first AI to build me a game that isn't default neon cyberpunk is going to get a really high score. I mean, that's a, I'd say 3.4. It's a 3.4. I mean, it kind of worked. It kind of worked. All right, let's go to the next test. Next test. Listen, if Grok comes out and it's the best model ever, I will be the #1 Grok fan on planet Earth. But every Grok model I've played with, it just doesn't match up. It just doesn't. Like, sorry, it just doesn't. Why is it a moon? Why is a Grok 4.1 a moon emoji? I don't know. Next test. The Elon dancing SVG. The Elon dancing SVG. It felt like a 3.4 to me. Better than Grok 4. I mean, I should delete less points because it took like 4 tries to get it to work. I don't know. 3.4. You were clipping through the floor. Yeah, that stunk. But like the game worked though. The health went down. The mechanics all worked. I was just going through the floor and took a bunch of tries to get it done. All right. Elon dancing. If these are people's first time watching a world famous Alex Fenn benchmark, ooh, I just got a confidential email. One second. I'm reading this confidential email. All right, I just read the confidential email. I can't tell you what's in the confidential email, but it's about something that we will be doing a live stream on later this week. Do I have the prompts somewhere? Yeah, I have the prompts. You guys want the world famous benchmark prompts? For those who don't know, we do these benchmarks for every new model. We will be doing these benchmarks later this week when if another new model, I don't know if other new models are coming out this week, but if other new models come out this week, we will be running these benchmarks live. And this benchmark basically tells you what models are the best. Sorry, I'm being hesitant to speak right now. I'm just Grok one just dropped. Let me just update the thumbnail so it says Grok real quick. Have people used the new Grok at all? Is that a thing people have used? My issue with Grok is it's just I don't know one thing Grok is the best at. What's one thing the Grok model is the best at? Can someone tell me? ChatGPT, I think, is the best for creative writing. Claude's the best for coding. What is Grok best at? The score is based on vibes? No, it's based on me running the test. And then my gut tells me what it is. All right. Elon S. So this next test, so we did the test 1, which is a first-person shooter test. We tested out the first-person shooter. It kind of works, kind of doesn't. You go above and beyond the floor. It kind of clips. It's really hard to look at. So we gave it a 3.4. Next, we have an animated Elon Musk SVG animation. I have the code. I'm putting the code in. It's only 100 lines, so it's really small. There it is. What do we rate it? Here's what we're going to do now. I want ratings from the chat first, then I'll give you my rating. So let's see what we got here. His right eyeball is going in and out. Maybe he's stressed. Maybe Elon's been stressed. Maybe Elon's been stressed. He's got a little bit of an eyeball twitch. I mean, I'll say this. This is the first time in this test, I've ever seen an eyeball that moves. First time we've ever done this test. We've tested how many models? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8th model. This is the first time a model has created a moving eyeball. The arms, I have no idea what's going on with the arms here. He is moving up and down. The head's tilting a little. I do like the head tilt. The head's tilting a little bit. What are people giving it? Ruben's giving it a 3.7. Amaya's giving it a 2.4. If this was a test on what model makes the most moving eyeballs, it would be the winner. 4.1 thinking is on top of the LM Arena. Grok 4.1. LM Arena, breaking news, by the way, LM Arena is crap. Absolute crap. It's had Gemini 2.5 at the top of it for the entire year. And there's no way you can tell me that Gemini 2.5 is better than ChatGPT 5.1. There's no way you can tell me that. It also has ChatGPT 4.0 above Claude Sonnet 4.5. LM Arena it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Do not trust LM Arena. This is a I don't know, man. It's a 2.4. It's a 2.4. I mean, it's not doing any sort of realistic dance moves. There's nothing happening that's a realistic dance move. It's not moving its arms, not moving its legs. The only thing that is moving is its arms in weird angles and its eyeball in and out. It's a 2.4. Well, at least it's an improvement over Grok 4. That's a good thing. All right, City Fly-Through. There is no way. There is a 0% chance this test passes. There is a 0% chance Grok 4 can pull this off. 0% chance. Zero. This is the hardest one of them all. 0% chance. 0. Zero percent chance. So we're going to build a simulator, a city fly-through simulator, where a camera will fly through a city, a 3D simulator. It tests the creativity. It tests the artistry. Grok 4 was not able to do this. Grok 4 got a 0 on this. This is the hardest test of them all. Sonnet 4.5 was able to nail this. No other ones. Opus 4.1 did a good job. No, outside of Claude, though, none others were able to really do a good job. ChatGPT 5 did a decent job. 5.1 actually did a worse job than GPT 5. Grok was the only 0. The only 0 on the board was Grok 4 trying to build this. So I highly doubt 4.1 will be able to do this. Let me copy and paste this over. I will be absolutely blown away if 4.1 can do this. Absolutely blown away. You guys ready? This is the hardest test of them all. If this even loads, it's a win. If this gets anything higher than a 0, I will be blown away. You ready for the 3D city fly-through? If you are, hit like down below if you're ready for it. If this gets anything higher than a 0, I will be blown away. Here we go. Nothing. And it's you. I knew it. Like, I just knew it. Like, I already know what the issue is. You're using the 3JS CDN wrong. It just loads a blank screen. Like, it just... Grok cannot figure out how to read documentation. It cannot figure it out. It cannot figure out how to Google and read documentation. It cannot do it. It cannot do it. Think harder? There's a think harder button. I don't like that. Why is it giving me the option to think harder? It should figure it out. It should know when to think harder. I shouldn't have to manually have to hit think harder for it to think harder. If you need to think harder, just do it. Why do you need me to click think harder? Like, imagine asking someone a question and they go, okay, I'll think about your question. Let me know if you want me to think more about it, though. Like, no, just think until you have the answer. What are you talking about? Did it just... it deleted 100 lines of code. Let's see. All right. I'll be blown away if this works. Nope. I mean, it's going to say, I'm going to read the syntax there. I know exactly. Yep. It just doesn't know how to read documentation. Getting this error. It doesn't know how to read documentation. Grok 4 did this incorrectly. Grok 4.1 is going to do this incorrectly. And you know what's crazy is Grok 2 and Grok 3 did this perfectly. Grok 2 and Grok 3 actually did that, like, knew how to use 3JS out of the box. Also, how does an AI make typos and syntax errors at all? I don't know, man. I saw a screenshot this morning. Someone was prompting Grok and they got it to admit it was like a Chinese model or something. I don't know. All right, copy. And listen, I'm the biggest Elon Musk fan on planet Earth, but I also just have to be honest. Oh, it's taking a while to load here. Oh! I hope this doesn't crash my computer. All right, so we're getting 3 frames per second. The camera's just flying right through buildings. It's just flying right into them. I'll say this. If the frame rate wasn't horrible and the camera wasn't flying directly through buildings, I think I'd be impressed with the detail of all the windows on all the buildings. We're down to 1 frame per second here. And just for the record, GPT 5.1 thinking, the city fly through, or was it, no, Sonnet 4.5 city fly through was 120 frames per second. Look, I'll say this. For a city fly-through, this is the most buildings I've ever seen in one of the city fly-throughs. This is the most buildings and the most windows I've ever seen in one of these simulators. Ever. But obviously the frame rate's absolutely terrible. 3 frames per second. And the camera just flies through it literally just goes into buildings. I have to close. It's going to crash my computer. All right, what do people score that? I'll give you my score in a second. I know what I'm going to score it. What do your guys score for what you just saw? I had to close it. It's going to crash my computer if I kept that going. And here's the thing. Respect how you're separating your evaluation and how you feel about the person. I am the biggest Elon Musk fan in the world. I love Elon Musk. I bought a Cybertruck. I own a Cybertruck. The only way you buy a Cybertruck is if you're the biggest Elon Musk fan in the world. I bought a Cybertruck. I use FSD 14 out the wazoo. Tesla's my second biggest stock position. I built my entire career on X. I'm as unbiased. In fact, I'm probably biased when it comes to Elon Musk. I like him too much. But Grok, man, I'm sorry. At the moment, and maybe it'll be in the future, but right now, Grok, in my opinion, Grok 4 completely busted on the benchmarks. Grok 4.1 is not trending in a good direction here. You were never able to get Grok 4.0 to this point, so we have to give it a non. Yeah, it's definitely non-zero because we got it working. At least we got it to do something, so it's going to be higher than 0. So what does the Grok team claim 4.1 excels at? I think they sell it as it tells the truth. But every time someone tells me, oh, Grok's way better at telling the truth, I go, okay, give me a prompt where ChatGPT lies to me and Grok tells the truth, please. Sezix gives it a 1.7. Simon, you're giving it a 5? You give that a 5? Raghavir Izar Veer G gives it a 0.5. Fresh JR Giving gives it a 1.5. Ahmed Hassan gives it a 2.7. Amaya, you gave it a 6.5. Amaya, you think that is the second best city fly-through we've ever had? I'm giving that a 3.1. That's a 3.1 city fly-through. I liked the detail. I liked all the buildings. The frame, it took like 3 tries and the frame rate was terrible. It feels weird giving it a higher score than 5.1 thinking, but no, that has to be lower. No, 3.1. We're going to trust the gut on this one. We're going to trust the gut on the 3.1. 3.1 seems right. The detail was good. It was the most buildings and windows I've ever seen in one of these tests. It was the best from detail. All right, we're on to the final test here. Ayush Sharma, new member. Welcome to the FinFam. Thank you, Ayush Sharma. Welcome to the FinFam. All right, final test. We had the music visualizer test. We're going to have it build a music visualizer. Let's see. Right now, I mean, it definitely does not have a shot at the top score. But the question becomes, can it do better than Sonic, which Sonic was just Grok 4's beta test? No, it's Grok 4 Coding's beta test. Can it beat... I don't know. I guess if it gets a 10, it might be GPT-5 if it gets a 10. So let's see how it does in the music visualizer. This is the fun one. The music visualizer, I think, is the most fun one of them all. All right, we're in Grok 4. Let's start a new chat here. Are we in 4.1 beta? We're in the 4.1 beta. Send. Yo, there's so many LLM models that are coming up and being updated. Which one do you recommend to use? Says Ayush Sharma. Ayush, latest member of the FinFam. I'm happy to answer that question. The number one model. This would make a good tweet, wouldn't it? This would make a good tweet. Let me draft this tweet real quick. This is a banger tweet. This is a banger tweet. Let me just write this tweet out. Best models in the world right now. Best models in the world. We'll zoom in here so you can see this. Best models in the world right now. Coding, Sonnet 4.5. Creativity, ChatGPT 5.1 thinking. Business planning, ChatGPT 5.1 thinking. What else do people, what other reasons do people use AI? Media. So we'll call it video generation, VO 3.1. Image generation, Nano Banana. What else? What other reasons do people use AI for? Good morning. Is this Sora Nico? Is this Sora Nico? I wrote down the name with the characters. Is this Sora Nico? Disagreed with your best models, especially GPT 5.1. Well, what do you use? Which one do you disagree with? There's multiple. So either creativity or business planning. What model is better for creativity or business planning? Sai Prakash. We're going to do the music test in 1 second. I just wanted to answer this question. We'll do the music test in 1 second. Best one for ego boosting and affirmation. Ego boosting and affirmation. ChatGPT 4.0. Sora Nico. Okay, good. Let me write down with the cat PFP. We have a few people with the characters for the name cat PFP. Just so I can remember, to call your name correctly. What else? Music generation. 11 labs. Most unfiltered. Grok. What else? Basically, life planning, decision making about business or anything. Yeah, ChatGPT for all that. ChatGPT for all these things. 5.1 thinking for all these things. Alex, I'm learning so much. Thank you. Thank you, Llama Mom, with the $5 donation. That means a lot. Thank you very much. Free. Best free model. Best free model is well, I think you get the best ChatGPT 5 instant. Hyper premium model. ChatGPT 5 Pro. How good is best open source? Best open source. Kimmy K2 thinking. Well, I guess it's not really open source. We'll just call it local. Best local. What is Gemini good at? Well, Gemini technically powers image generation and video generation, so media stuff. What's a good hook for this tweet? Best AI models in the world right now? Or is it the AI models you need to be using? I think I like that hook because it's more actionable. Deep research. Deep research? You like Gemini 2.5 for deep research? I think I agree with that. Actually, Kimi K2 Thinking is really good for deep research. I think I like Kimi K2 Thinking. I mean, they just haven't updated Gemini 2.5 in a while. Large context chats, Gemini 2.5. Actually, we'll do that for deep. We'll just call it deep research. We'll put Gemini 2.5 there. We'll say this probably all changes 1 week from now. That's a banger. Does Creator Buddy create hooks? Yes, it does. Is GPT Pro worth $200? It's worth it for the usage. All right, should we do the final test? Should I just post this? Or should I call it greatest AI models in the world for each use case? I think that's a good hook. No. What did I have it as before? The AI models you need to be using for each use case. I think that's a good hook. Boom. Should we tweet this? The AI models you're using for coding, creativity, business planning, video generation, image generation. We'll call this creative writing. Creative writing, business planning, video generation, image, ego boosting affirmation, music generation, most unfiltered. We'll give Grok base social sentiment. Free, hyper premium, best local, deep research. This probably all changes. I think that's a banger tweet post. Let's do the final test for Grok. Final test for Grok, the music generation test. Yeah, exactly. All right. Oh, it gave me the code. Let's test it. All right, copy. Let's see here. Final test for Grok 4.1. Before we do this final test, let's see where we're at with the benchmark standings. Not looking too good for 4.1 beta. Looks like it's doing better than 4, though. Unless they totally bust on this music visualizer. Community YouTube posted a screenshot of it. That's a good call. That's a good call. That's a good call, Ruben R. I like that call. I'll do that right after this. All right. Let me what tab did we have? Oh, I closed out the tab. Let me reveal and finder. Final test. ChatGPT agent mode. I don't really care about agent mode. I'm not like an agent mode guy. What? Did I not hit save on this? Why is the city fly-through still in there? In browser synth. Create an agent that creates a synthwave track. Copy. All right, here we go. There's your in-browser synth. It's just a line. It's just a line. This is the, it's funny. I feel like the synth is like the trickiest test of them all, but every model's been able to nail it first try. Every model gets it right first try. I think Grok 4.1 is the first one not to get it on the first try. When I open it, it's just a line. Here's the fixed version. The main issue is where the audio context starts in the suspended state. Well, why didn't you know this the first time? The oscillators weren't started correctly by the long-running pads and bass. A few. So what is the point of Grok 4.1? I don't know. I don't know what the point of Grok 4.1 is. Alex, does Claude Code Web currently work for you? It seems that the service is absolutely not working. I'll tell you right now, Sasha. Come up with a what should the social feed of this app be? A new section or on the sidebar? Send. Looks like it's working. Looks like it's working. All right. In browser synth. Okay, here, copy. Paste. All right. Give me a second. I got to turn off the music so you guys can hear this. Pause. All right. You ready for this one? I'm going to share the audio so you can hear it. Tab, Synthwave Visualizer, also share the audio. All right, you guys ready? Hope your volume is up for this one. How will we rate that? How do we rate that? What are we rating that? Nice. Oh, you liked it, Ruben. Horrific, says Amaya. I think Ruben and Amaya have very different tastes in music. What are we rating that? 1 to 10, what do you rate that? 6.3 for Ruben and Amaya have very different tastes in music. 6.3 from Ruben, 0.7 from Amaya. It was a melody, not a hot potentiometer. I don't know what that means, but I agree. Visually, in my opinion, it was the weakest of any of them. Visually, it was not good. Visually, I thought it was weaker than Grok 4. I did not like the visual of the visualizer. The visual of the visualizer wasn't good. Sound-wise, it had a shot at being good, I think. I think it had a shot. The loop was too short. The sound quality was absolutely horrible. From a complexity of the song, though, I actually thought the complexity of the song had multiple instruments. I was actually impressed with that. But the sound quality was the worst of any of them. It was like blurry. It was like deafening. If I had headphones, then I'd be deaf right now. I think that's a 2.1. Yeah, the loop was really short too. That's an 11. So it does beat Grok 4. It does not beat, I mean, we'll just call this Grok 4. What do they call it? Coding fast? What do they call it? Grok 4 coding fast? Is that what the name of that model was? Can you say that? Can you say that again? I'm death right now. You're death? You're dead, Jonathan Burrows? Oh, I don't have the spreadsheet open. Sorry. I didn't have the spreadsheet open. That's on me. Do we do the thinking mode? Do we go back and do Grok 4.1 thinking? Wearing headphones and I'm in pain after that. I'm on earbuds and I'm deaf right now. I just deafened my entire audience. Should I now build an app that does like captions for videos. Now that I created a problem, should I create the solution? I made everyone deaf. Should I start making apps for deaf people now? I feel like that's a pretty good business model. Introduce like an issue for everyone and then create the solution. I feel like that's what most companies do, no? I made everyone deaf, so now I just start making deaf solutions. Composer. The issue is that Composer is inside cursor and there's no way to use it outside cursor. I feel like I'll leave it up to you guys. I probably know what you're going to say anyway, but I feel like Composer, it's inside a coding harness. So like it's kind of a cheat code, right? Because it's inside cursor, which is a coding tool. I'm just using the model straight up in the chat. And I feel like that makes it even, the fact that I'm using it inside the chat. Unless you guys disagree. Unless you guys disagree. How about this? Let's test Composer 1 on Wednesday. We're going to test Composer 1 on Wednesday. Turn on notifications for that. Wednesday, we're going to test Composer 1. We'll do it inside cursor. We'll just say it's even. We still need to test 5.1 codecs as well. Yeah, I mean, the reason I didn't test 5.1 codecs is because it's inside the harness. It's inside a coding harness. I feel like doing these tests inside of a chat browser is different than doing it inside of a coding harness. But maybe we just do it anyway. We'll just do it anyway. Screw it. Who cares about fairness? All right, listen. Let's do this again real quick. But we'll do it with the thinking model just to see how different it is. Send. Think harder. Let's just see how different this is. We're doing the think harder. Let's see how this goes. We're doing the synth test with think harder. Synth test with think harder. Are there any local AI models I can just run and give comparable results to the best models of vibe code? Or am I better off paying? I mean, listen. Claude Code with Sonnet 4.5 is going to be the best coding model. So if you want the absolute best, just pay for Claude Code. There are good coding models out there. GLM, for instance, is a great coding model. That's a local one. Not as good as Sonnet 4.5, but you can run it locally. So if you're all about the privacy, I want to run it locally type thing, then, you can do that. But if you just want the best, just pay for Claude Code. You can literally select 4.1 thinking in the model picker. No, you can't. The latest version of Grok delivers more concise and effective answers with improved presentation and intelligence per token. Where do you see 4.1? I don't see 4.1 thinking. Oh, it's under the... Why would they put it here? Why wouldn't they put 4.1 thinking up here? That doesn't make sense. It's like a classic X move. Just a classic... That's just so X. That's so X. All right, so we'll do this. It's still going. Jesus. Here we go. $4.1 thinking. So this was just 4.1. Now we're doing 4.1 thinking. Beta. I am not asking you to build one, but can you talk about the issues when building the back end of a full stack app like an Apple App Store? It gets complicated. Yeah, for sure, Hud Taylor. I use Supabase. And if you use an AI and you just go to it and you say, hey, I don't know how to build a back end with Supabase, tell me how to do it. It'll tell you how to do it. This is going to be a big part of my full course releasing next Friday, the Vibe Coding Academy, full back end section, full section on building a database with Claude Code and Supabase. So highly recommend that. Link down below to my newsletter. Subscribe to that for free to get the latest information on the Vibe Coding Academy. Do you think the average user would run into limits with the 5x usage? No, I don't think so. I think most average users would be totally fine doing the $100 a month Claude Code. I don't think you need the $200 a month if you're an average user. GLM, do you need a beast machine? Yeah. To run any good model locally, you're going to need a very good machine. That's why it might just be better to pay for Claude Code, you know? If I had to make $1 million web app, what should be my tech stack? Good news for you. I tweeted it this morning. Right here. Boom. There it is. There you go. Check out my Twitter. How's this tweet doing? Tweeted it. 13. It's doing all right. All right. Where am I? Here we go. This was thinking. So let's see here. All right, it's done. Let's see if the music generator is any better. With Grok 4.1 thinking. You ready? Let's see if the thinking makes it any better. All right. I'm going to turn the audio on. If you're using headphones, I'd recommend turning down the volume a little bit. Here we go. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Nothing happens when I click start synthwave. You know, it's funny. You would think this is a really complex task, but most models got it right one shot best task. Grok can't do it. Let me inspect. Console. Yeah, it's giving an error. Unexpected token. Does it have an extra bracket in there? Copy the entire. Okay, so it's giving me. Here we go. Did it fix it? Oh, no, it's fixing it still. Good tech stack, but why there's no cursor in there? Because I think Claude Code's better than cursor. Thank you for the $2 Canadian, by the way. Not unless you have an M3 Ultra. In fact, to run the full unquant, you would need to daisy chain two of them together to split up compute. Give the city fly through. All right, we'll give the city fly through. We'll just do the whole thing over again. Why not? Screw it. We're over 2 hours here, but we'll do it anyway. Well, this is taking the longest. This is significantly slower than 5.1 thinking. Significantly slower. Significantly slower. What is realistically the best approach for subscription-based mobile apps? Should you build cross-platform with something like Expo or focus on iOS solely? You make way more money on iOS apps than Android apps. Statistically, people on iOS spend a lot more money than Android users. People on Android don't spend money for some reason, statistically speaking. All right, here we go. I mean, this is very annoying. Every task we've given Grok for it hasn't been able to one-shot. Every single task. At some point, we need to start punishing them for this. Can you hear it? The visualizer is just as bad as the non-thinking, but the song is better. It's better. The song's not bad, actually. The visualizer isn't good, but the song's better. That is, what are we rating that? A 7? You give that a 7, Eunice? I don't think it's a 7. 5 being average. 5 is average. 1 to 10, 5 being average. I think it's a 5.1, slightly above average. The visualizer wasn't good. It was one of the worst visualizers at all of them. City fly through. Like, you just know. Actually, no, I want to do the Elon SVG next. It takes so long, man. Why is it so slow? Didn't it say it's all about being faster or something? Don't AI companies misuse your data? Please give it a 4-1 for everything, just for grins and giggles. No, I think it's a 5-1. This is taking so long, man. What should I order for lunch? A chicken parm? Chipotle bowl or chicken parm for lunch? I think I'm gonna do chicken parm. Ordered. All right, let's see. Will it have the dancing eyeball? Will it have the dancing eyeball it had before? The visualizer makes me want to have a seizure, maybe a 4. So Ruben's not as high on the music. Since Android users don't spend money, do you think I should make apps for iOS then? Isn't it better to make apps for both with something like Expo? You could, but the reason why you see a lot of apps come out just for iOS only is statistically Android users don't spend any money. So it's up to you. Man, the thinking is just so slow on here. 5.1 thinking significant. Don't they have like an entire state full of GPUs or something? Not a homemade. It's getting I'm getting it delivered. I'm getting the chicken parm delivered. Sandwich, chicken parm sandwich. iOS users are used to Apple milking them dry. That might be the reason for sure. But user experience wise, since I'm new to this, would the user notice the difference with a native app? I don't know what I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what Expo is. I'm not huge into mobile app development. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm not as interested in the sport. What part of Cali do you live? Bay Area. Gotta be. Bay Area is the home of AI, baby. I moved here because of AI. This is a slow model. Didn't it say in the advertisement like it's all about speed now and being more efficient? This is a slow model. San Diego, I'm jealous. I want to move to San Diego. Beautiful. I would love to live there. Best lightweight local model for coding? I don't know, to be honest with you, Raghavir. I plan on, after I launch the Vibe Code Academy next week, to go really deep into local models and buying something like a DGX Spark. And maybe I'll have an answer for you then. But right now, I'm very much focused on building with Claude Code and Cursor and Codex. This is only 77 lines of code. What the hell am I looking at? What the absolute hell am I looking at? What was the thinking? Can we see the thinking? Thought for 2 minutes. For the left arm, centering the circle, switching both. So what's that? 1 to 10. What is that? Rate it. Yeah, he looks like the Hamburglar. But what is this going up and down? What is this? What's this thing swinging in front of his face here? What's this phallic thing swinging in front of his face? I mean, I think it's a flat 1. I think it's a flat 1. And it's 0 to 10, so it's better than 0. It's better than it not working at all. All right, first person shooter. We know what we're about to get here. The first person shooter test is, I think, the worst out of all of them because every AI builds the exact same game. Every AI builds the exact same neon first person shooter game. It's a 1. It's a 1. An adorable 2.3, Ruben. A 2.3. You'd have it just, I mean, at least the last one, it looked like a human being and had arms and legs. The eyeball was going in and out of the head, but at least they looked like a human being. This didn't even look like a human being. There's some sort of phallic imagery swinging in front of its face. Simon agreed with me with the 1. Frau gives it a Frau. Did you just change your name? Was your name Frau to show me earlier in this stream? 0.002. Amaya gives it a 1. AI Leaks gives it a 1.3. Eunice gives it a 1. And every AI fails to correctly get 3JS CDN. Except for Claude. Claude gets it right first time every time for the 3JS CDN. Claude gets it right. You know what? Just to save time, it's like, this is the slowest model on planet Earth. I'm going to get the final test going in the background here while we do this because this is... All right, so I got the city fly through cooking as well because it's taking 20 minutes for everything it does. Can you watch these streams back once they're finished? Yeah, Pyro. Hell yeah, you can. Click on my channel. Go to the live section. You get the replay of every live stream I've ever done. If you're watching this, hit subscribe. Hit subscribe, and most importantly, turn on notifications. Turn on the notification bell. Everyone here, most important thing you can do today, turn on notifications. I'm dropping some fire heat. This is a big week. This might be the biggest week of AI ever. We got a new potential Google model coming out. We got a whole lot dropping. You need to have notifications on. What is it? This is the first person shooter. All right. What are the odds it gets us right on first try? 5%? If you do the benchmark test on Codex 5.1, can you also do it with Sonnet 4.5 with in cursor? Yeah, I mean, see, that's my issue. That's why I didn't want to do the benchmarks for the models inside cursor, because now you got to rerun it with every model inside cursor. You know, it kind of corrupts the whole benchmarking once you start doing the test inside coding harnesses, you know? Hello, just came here, and I go back to view from the beginning, says FFO. Well, it's good to have you here from the future, FFTOs. Now go back to the past and start from the beginning. All right, here we go, copy. Only composer. Yeah, maybe we'd only do composer from the harness. Let me put this new code in here. All right, first person shooter test. Neon Abyss. Nope. Nope. I get the menu, but when I hit start, nothing happens. And I get this error. I mean, I knew it wouldn't work the first try. I knew it wouldn't work the first try. Also, I think we had to deduct points for how long this takes. We have to start deducting points for how long this takes because this is taking forever. This is the slowest model of them all. This is as slow as GPT-5 Pro. Why is it taking 2 minutes to do this? All right, we got the city fly through. This is not going to work. No way this works. Only 120 lines of code, too. All right, city fly through. Nope. Did not work. Knew it wouldn't. Knew it wouldn't. You're using the CDN wrong. When I load it, nothing happens. Knew it wouldn't use it right. All right, back to here. Still thinking. This is the slowest model. GPT 5.1 thinking is like lightning quick. Yeah, we're going to have to put an asterisk on any models we run in the harness. It's just like when you run a model in like Cursor or Claude Code or Codex, whatever, you're doing it in a coding harness, which makes it better, which kind of corrupts the test. All right. Which one is this? This is the city fly through. All right. I mean, we're going to have this. I don't have the patience to tell it over and over and over again. You're doing this wrong. Nope. Still broken for the city fly through. Now let's see the shooter game. We'll give it one more shot. Nope. Still broken. And then 3D shooter. Let's try this 3D shooter out. What we're going to do is after this, if this doesn't work, we're just going to give it a 0 because that's 3 tries. 0. So first person shooter 0. City fly through's got one more try. What we're actually going to do is we're going to give it to Claude and we're going to have Claude fix it. So which one do we just first person shooter? I told another AI to build a first person shooter game using 3JS and it doesn't work. I think they're using the CDN wrong. Here is the code. Please fix it. Copy. Paste. Guarantee you it fixes it in one try. Guarantee you it fixes it in one single try. Watch this. And it's going to do it 20 times faster. Can we test the chat experience of Grok 4.1 in terms of ideas and creativity? Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Let's try the city fly through. Copy. City fly through test. Grok 4.1 thinking 0. Grok 4.1 thinking beta is the lowest rated model we've ever tested. I mean, it is what it is. I can't give it 100 tries for every single thing it does. I cannot give it 100 tries for every single, like it, at least with the other models, they all for like 3 out of 4 one-shotted it. I mean, every test we've done with 4.1, it's taken 4 to 5 tries, every single one. I can't give it 20 tries each. At some point, we just got to go, okay, it's not capable of building this. 0. 4.1 thinking is worse than 4. And then like this is also where it's taking 20 times longer as well. It's taking 20 times longer to give a worse output. Let's give it a creativity test. I got a good creativity test we can give it. I'll give it a good test. I'm going to ask it to build me a plan for the vibe coded app store we're building. So I have this prompt here. I'm building an app right now with Claude Code. I'm going to give you the description of it below. Let's brainstorm new and unique ideas and features and functionality that will keep users engaged and retention high. This is for a Vibe app store. We're a community-driven showcase for apps built with AI. We'll see how good the ideas are it comes up with. The ideas 5.1 thinking gave me were excellent ideas. Let's see how good these ideas are for a Vibe-coded app store. And like you'll know when you ask for ideas from an AI, like sometimes the ideas feel very AI generated, like, oh, make the users do this. It's like no user would ever want to do that. Let's see what it can come up with. Here's a high octane brainstorm packed with actually new, actually unique, actually sticky ideas that will make Vibe feel less like product hunt of AI and more like the only place solo AI builders live, breathe, and flex 24/7. Like that's not how humans speak. Right? Like here's how ChatGPT responded to me. Right now, you basically expect product hunt for AI apps. That's fine, but it's not defensible and it won't drive real retention. You need reasons to come back every day. Make this build bigger for you. You need reasons to come back every day as a builder, as a user, as a you. Let's design features around those loops, not random fluff. Like that's how humans speak. Humans speak like this, right? Here's a high octane brainstorm packed with actually new, actually unique, actually sticky ideas that will make Vibe feel less like Product Hunt and more like the only place solo AI builders live, breathe, and flex 24/7. It's not how humans speak. I'm prioritizing features that create daily habit loops, FOMO, identity, reputation, network effects, the 4 horsemen of 90 plus retention in community products. That's not how humans speak. S tier retention rockets. These alone would move the needle massively. Streak Fire Daily Mini Hack. Every day at 8 a.m., drop a ridiculously fun bite-sized AI prompt. Only roast VCs, one prompt Etsy store. AI that turns your toxic X texts into Shakespeare. Like this is exactly what I was scared of. This is like bad AI answers 101. Ideas that kind of sound good on the surface, but like no human being would actually ever do. AI that turns your toxic ex's text messages into Shakespeare. That's like the most AI response ever, where it kind of sounds interesting, but in reality, no one would ever build an app that turns toxic ex's text messages into Shakespeare. That just doesn't make sense, right? Like that's such an AI response because I just like that doesn't make sense. The idea on the surface sounds mildly interesting, but when you think about it for more than 5 seconds, you go, wait, that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my entire life. Top 3 get auto featured on the homepage plus 500 vibe points, right? That's another, like you get 500 vibe points. Like, what does that even mean? You get 500 vibe points. That's just a made up idea you just came up with out of nowhere. This is Duolingo TikTok for AI builders. At no point did I want this to be a Duolingo TikTok. Again, what does that even mean? Make this a Duolingo X TikTok. That doesn't even mean anything. Make this a Duolingo TikTok. Think about that for a second. Make this a Duolingo TikTok. What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. That's slop. Let's see what ChatGPT said. Right now, you basically spec product hunt for AI apps. That's fine, but it's not defensible and it won't drive real retention. You need reasons to come back every day. Let's design some features. Number one, builder first loops. Build log feed. Turn every app page into a mini dev log. Micro updates, 1 to 3 line build log for each app. That makes sense. Every app, you get a build log. You get to see what people shipped. In platform release choreography. Turn I pushed a new feature into a ritual. Ship release button on the app. When people ship an app, it sends a notification to all the users that they shipped the app with an email summary. That makes sense. Structured feedback requests. Comments are lazy. Make targeted feedback a feature. Builders can get feedback on their apps. Yeah, that makes sense. Vibe Souls, permanent on-chain reputation. Every user gets a free, non-transferable, soul-bound token that levels up permanently based on contributions. The soul visually evolves like a Pokemon and is displayed on every profile. Top 100 souls. I'm not even making this up. Let me zoom in here. This is really what it says. Top 100 souls get a special glowing border plus access to an elder council private channel. Turns reputation into identity. People will grind for years to get their soul to ascended. That is the single worst idea an AI has ever given me for an app, ever. That is the single worst business idea I've ever gotten from an AI before. I asked this AI, I'm building a vibe coded app store. Give me ideas to make this app store better. And the idea it gave me was a permanent on-chain reputation where users get a non-transferable soul-bound token crypto that levels up based on their contributions and evolves like a Pokemon that then gets a glowing border and eventually access to an Elder Council Discord channel. That is the single worst idea I've ever gotten from an AI. Ever. I mean, that is calling it slop doesn't even begin to describe how much slop it is. And like, what are the names of these features? War Room, Live Battle Arena, Ship or Die Mode, Whisper Network, built with Civil War leaderboards, Dead App Cemetery. Like, one, you don't even, like, if you just read what the idea is, you have no idea what it is. Let's look at ChatGPT. Feedback requests, performance-based leaderboards, in-platform release. Like, you kind of can understand what it is just by reading the title. I don't know. 6.1. It's now the lowest rated model on the benchmark test. Vibe Souls. Was that really the name of it? Vibe Souls? Was that really the name? Vibe Souls. Permanent on-chain reputation was the number 2 S tier feature recommendation from Grok. That's horrible. I don't know, man. And again, I've said this before. Like, I'm not just some hater. I'm not a hater. I bought a friggin' Cybertruck, dude. I love Elon Musk. I love Elon Musk. I bought a Cybertruck. I have a friggin' I have a Cybertruck toy on my desk. I have a Cybertruck toy on my desk. It glows. It's a Cybertruck toy on my desk. And I'm a 35-year-old man. I have a Cybertruck toy on my desk. I love Elon Musk. But this isn't it. What if they release this as a way to be an excuse to lay off a ton of engineers and researchers in XAI and then release the good stuff to get stock higher after low? Well, XAI isn't a stock, so they can't lower the stock. Yeah, but if you eat at the Tesla diner, I want to. We might be going in a month, a road trip down to the Tesla diner. I want to go so bad. I hear great things. I hope it's better than Grok 4.1 thinking. Favorite feature of the Cybertruck? The speaker system. Incredible. Incredible speakers. Oh, shit. Where's my dasher on the way? They need to hire you, Alex. I'll say this. Here's my prediction. I think AI companies are going to start signing content creators like athletes. Like how like Nike signs athletes. You know, like Nike, they'll sign like LeBron to like a big contract and then they have to wear like Nike clothes all day. I think AI companies like XAI and OpenAI and Anthropic are going to start signing content creators like me to like those types of contracts. And they'll be like, Alex, we'll sign you 10-year, $20 billion contract, but you can only use Grok models in all your content. I guarantee you that starts happening. And XAI, if you're listening right now, if you sign me to a 10-year, we'll start negotiations. We'll start negotiations at 10-year, $100 million. 10-year, $100 million contract. I will only use Grok 4.1 thinking for everything I do, even though I just absolutely destroyed it. I will delete this live stream. I will go back once this ends. I will delete the live stream from my YouTube so no one can watch it ever again. And then I'll sign your contract and only use Grok 4.1 thinking moving forward. But I also want, you also have to pay for a wrap for my Cybertruck as well. I want to wrap it black. So you also, $100 million, 10 years, and a wrap for my Cybertruck, and you have a deal. I will delete this live stream from my YouTube the moment it ends and use Grok 4.1 thinking for everything. 10-year, $100 million, black, matte black wrap for my Cybertruck, and you have a deal, Elon. And I guarantee you the companies start doing it too. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. They're going to start signing content creators like athletes. I promise you. I guarantee it. And you'll come back. I guarantee it. $100 million, I probably should go for 10-year, $1 billion. With the way they print money, money's going to be worth nothing in 10 years. So I might as well go for $1 billion. I think 100 million is fair. I'm the #1 vibe coding YouTube channel on planet Earth. #1 vibe coding live stream, #1 vibe coding channel. 100 million? I think it's fair. I'll let you know. They can negotiate. They can negotiate, but 90 million will be my floor. I'm not going lower than 90 million. Don't tell Elon that, but when we start negotiations, they can negotiate me down to 90 million over 10 years. But they can't negotiate out the wrap for the Cybertruck. They won't be able to negotiate that out. None of your products would work coding with that model. Yeah, but then I'd have $100 million, so I wouldn't need to build any more products. It would take me all 10 years to build one of those products, but At least I get $100 million for it, you know? No, they can keep the Starship. They can keep it. Part of the negotiation, they had to fly me out to Texas so I can watch a Starship go up. Listen, I'm the biggest SpaceX fan in the world. If I got the opportunity to invest in SpaceX right now, I would. If I got the opportunity to invest in any Elon company, I would do it. I just say at this moment in time, Grok 4.1, it ain't it. All right, guys, my chicken parm's almost here. I love you all. Thank you all. Subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a like. Leave a like, turn on notifications. Bunch of new videos dropping this week. We got videos for Gemini. I'm going to make a Grok 4.1 video after this. I got a Claude Code video coming out later this week. Master workflow. I got a Claude Code and Codex video coming out. Subscribe, notifications on, leave a like. This was a blast. XAI, if you're watching. Sorry. It's been real. Thank you guys. Modelier, Onyx, Amaya, Eunice, J35, DW. Oh, we have so many benchmarks to do. You guys like the benchmarks? The benchmarks fun? You like the benchmarks? Maybe we'll add more tests to the benchmark. AI leaks. Jamil, Johnny, Arrow, Anthony, everyone who chatted. If you watch this and you didn't chat, make sure you chat in the next live stream. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you have notifications on. Love you all. Looking forward to the Codex Claude Code vid. Coming very soon. Amaya, I appreciate you. Thank you for being so active in the chat. You make it fun to live stream. The chat's what makes this a lot of fun, so thank you. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Frau. Appreciate you all. What about fixing? Oh yeah. Did Claude fix the shooter? Did Claude fix the shooter? Here we go. Oh no. We need the code. Let me open the code. Let me download the code. We forgot to test if Claude finished this. Neon Bis HTML. Boom. It looks horrible, but remember, this is Grok's code. The only task we gave to Claude was to fix it. This is by far the worst looking of any of the games built. But this is not Claude's code. This is Grok's code. We just told Claude to fix it. And this looks horrible. There you go. Claude fixed it in one shot. Love y'all. Talk soon.